What's up, YouTube? I'm back again. It's been a while, once again. It's just, I guess, motivation. The reason why I don't post enough. It's just hard to even make videos, even though I love talking about rock, metal, horror movies, whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's getting the ambition to do it. So I'm back now, talking about a band I don't listen to very often. They're pioneers of hard rock and even metal in the 70s. I have all their albums, so I finally decided to do a ranking talking about the mighty Van Halen shirt here. Not being the biggest Van Halen fan, I respect him. I listen to him every once in a while. So my ranking might piss people off sometimes, and I'm not going to go that in depth with it because it's not a band that I know well, but I don't know well enough to really go in depth with each album. So I'm going to start off the list, and surprisingly, they only have 12 albums. When you think of Van Halen, you would think maybe at least 15. 12 is not a small number, but it's not a large number for a band of that famous. But I guess when you have the most charismatic frontman and Eddie Van Halen clashing constantly with their two egos, that's what you get. So starting off, this is not a surprise. Their late 90s album, Van Halen III. Can't remember what year this came out. 98 maybe? I don't know. It's around that time. It was when they replaced Sammy Hagar with Gary Cherone. I like Gary and Extreme. I'm not a huge Extreme fan. I have to pick up their new album. It sounds really good. But I love Nuno and all those guys. They sound really great live. But this album, I don't know. It's just... The band is just... Michael Anthony says that they're not really on the page. He was just there. I don't know. It sounds like a band going through the motions. But I do like Without You, the single, and the other single is pretty good, Fire in a Hole. The rest I don't really remember. I listened to it as just kind of, there's nothing that stands out aside from those two songs. How Many Say I is the worst song ever. It's the piano ballad that Eddie Van Halen sang, but I've heard worse. I almost put this 11th, but I put it last. And next up, this might surprise people. I don't like this record. A lot of people, it got good reviews when it came out. That's the newest and final album, A Different Kind of Truth. The positive with this album is Dave sounds great, even though he's a lot older. The band sounds tight. It sounds great musically. The songs are the problem. Tattoo was the dumbest single ever. I don't know why they released that one. She's the Woman's a lot better song, which is the second single. What else did I like if I remember? Chinatown, Blood on Fire, Stay Frosty as that acoustical piece. That's the problem. Honey Baby Sweetie Doll, dumb name. It's a decent song, but the problem with this, there's no... Unlike Van Halen 3, Without You is a great song. It's a really strong song. There's not really any fucking strong songs on here. But I have to listen to it again. I've only listened to it a few times. And it sounds great. The songs don't really catch on. That's why it's number 11. 10, I'm going to go with OU812. Not a Sammy Hagar guy. Sorry, all you Sammy Hagar fans. Even without Van Halen, I never liked him that much. He's a great singer. He has a good voice, but I don't know. Like I said, I was never a fan. Black and Blue, not that great of a hit. Finish What You Started. Heard it on the radio a lot. Not a big fan of it. But I do like When It's Love. It's one of my favorite Van Halen songs, and that's what keeps it from bottom pretty much. When It's Love is a great ballad. What else is on here? Feels So Good. I mean, it's okay, but like I said, the one great song at the end, When It's Love. That's number 10. Number 9, these next few could be really in any order, but I'm going to go with Diver Down. And you know how I feel about covers albums. I always put them last because even if I think they're good, I usually listen to a shitty studio record that's original material even more than a covers album because I never want to hear covers. I'm never in the mood. A couple here and there on each album is fine, but I'm never in the mood to hear a damn covers record. Spaghetti Incident's not bad. The new Saxon Inspirations. Haven't heard the second one. The first one's pretty good, but I'm never in the mood to put on a covers album. And this album here is pretty much a covers album. 4 of the 5 songs, something like that, are all covers. It's really short, and they have like 2 or 3 instrumentals like every Van Halen record. Where Have All the Good Times Gone is the first song. It is probably the best song on the album. It's a good cover. I'm not sure, the Kinks might have done that one. Hang 'Em High is not bad. Cathedral's another instrumental. Secrets is his original song. The hidden gem on this album, I think, is Little Guitars. It's a pretty solid song nobody ever talks about, and it's an original album. Big Bad Bill's too country-ish. And the last song is another instrumental. So pretty much covers record with a couple, 2 or 3 regular songs on here. The covers are all good. I like them, but like I said, it's mostly a covers record, so that's why it's number 9. Number 8, I'm going to go with Fuck, or For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Once again, a Sammy Hagar record, full, pretty much, of filler. Pound Cake starts out with that electric drill, which I prefer the electric drill song by Mr. Big more. It's kind of catchy, I guess. Then, let's see, Judgment Day, Spanked is one of the worst songs they ever did. Then it's just a bunch of filler songs that you don't think much about. But the end of the album is where this picks up, and that's Right Now, Crystal Pepsi, and Top of the World. Those 2 are good, and Pound Cake's all right. So 3 songs maybe of the 10, how many are on here? 12, whatever. But yeah, the whole album in the middle is just filler to me. So that's why For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge is 8th. Next up, this might be higher on than most people would have it, but I don't know. I like a few songs. That's Balance. The cover, though, I don't know how they didn't get in trouble with this cover, because look at Virgin Killer. It's not quite as bad as Virgin Killer, obviously, but it still has like naked kids on the front. But that's a different topic. The Seventh Seal is a good opener. It's one of their stronger songs, opener-wise. It's not like, In the Cradle of Rock or, Running with the Devil famous, but it's a solid song. And then the next 2, first 3 songs on this album are really good. Can't Stop Loving You, the ballad, which was a hit, and Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do, which is my favorite song off this record, a more serious rock song. And then it just more filler. Amsterdam, talking about where the Van Halen brothers were born, smoking weed. It's pretty bad. Big Fat Money. 3 instrumentals on this. Way too many. Take Me Back, Deja Vu. It's okay. It's not really much. Feeling, to close it out, same. It's okay, but it's pretty forgettable. So the first 3 songs on this album are pretty killer. The rest, take it or leave it. That's number 7, Balance. Number 6, I want to go with their 3rd album, Women and Children First. Once again, on these old damn Van Halen records especially, every one of the damn track lists is in the wrong order. I don't know why the hell it's like that. So I'm not sure what order it is without looking at it, but I do know it starts off with 2 amazing songs, and that's In the Cradle Will Rock and Everybody Wants Some. I think that's the 2 that it starts with, if I remember. And that's the 2 most famous. Yeah. The rest of the album, it's really not that memorable. I mean, it sounds good. It's great. It's a great rock album, or it's a great guitar-driven album, obviously. Sometimes you'll hear Romeo Delayed. But other than that, it's okay. So it starts off just like Balance. It starts off and it just dips. But I like it more than Balance because I'm a bigger David Lee Roth fan than I am Sammy Hagar. So number 5, this is easily the top 5 in my opinion. 5, I'm going to go with the 2nd album, Van Halen II. It's pretty much a Van Halen 1 clone, but the songs are not definitely as good as the first album. You got Dance the Night Away, which was a hit. Beautiful Girls, which is another good song. And the lead-off track's a really good song, too. It's the wrong order. I have to look it up again. Fuck it. Stupid thing. It starts off with... I just recently listened to this one because it's been a while since I listened to it. You're No Good. So you have a good opening track, and then you have like 2 of the hits, Dance the Night Away and Beautiful Girls. The rest, let's see what else is on there. Somebody Give Me a Doctor's not too bad. Yeah, and there's more instrumentals, DOA and all that, so I think that's an instrumental. It's not too bad, but like I said, it's kind of like Van Halen 1 light. It's not nearly as strong. It sounds good, but yeah, it's not as good as the first album. Number 4, this might be high on some people's list, but this is the only Sammy Hagar release ever that I like, pretty much. Like, totally, and that's 5150. I just love Dreams. I love when Love Walks In. Summer Nights. What else? There's another big-ass song on this album. Why Can't This Be Love? Why Can't This Be Love? It's just a great album, even though I don't like Sammy Hagar too much. It has those 4 songs on it. Best of Both Worlds is another one. Best of Both Worlds. So yeah, it's a solid album. There's just like 1984, the damn track list doesn't even have it on the back. What the hell? But yeah, Best of Both Worlds. Why Can't This Be Love? Dreams, Summer Nights, Love Walked In. Great album. I mean, that's over half the album right there. It was great songs. And that was, to me, that was the height of Sammy Hagar's career. Montrose, solo, whatever. This is it. So, top 3. Number 3, this might be higher than most people have it. I think it's a killer album. It's very dark. It's very moody. It's like really the Black Album, kind of Van Halen's discography, even though there's no ballads like the Black Album. What I'm saying is it's like, when I meant the Black Album, it's kind of like their Unordinary album, and that's Fair Warning. I think it was the 4th record. It's very dark compared to a Van Halen album. There's no ballads on this album, and it's so hard and heavy and straight to the point rock album. There's no need for savvy ballads. Mean Street's a great opener. So This Is Love, Push Comes to Shove. Unchained was the big hit. Dirty Movies actually played on their last tour, which was awesome. The only downside of this record is, it doesn't have a lot of radio-friendly songs. I think that was a point of this album. It was more just of a simple, stripped-down hard rock metal record at the time. Not really metal, but it was like harder edged lyrically and, everything like that. There's no jump on this record, put it that way. Dirty Movies, Mean Street, what it opens with. So This Is Love, I think it was a single if I remember. Hear About Later is another underrated Van Halen song. The only downside with this album is the last 2 tracks, they're 2 like short instrumentals. I'm like, that's an awesome record you have here, and then you end it that way. That's what sucks about it. But overall, I've seen people say this is overrated. It's not overrated. It just wasn't played on the radio because it didn't have that typical radio-friendly sound, aside from maybe Mean Street and Unchained. It's really down and dirty rock metal album, or hard rock, I should say. I keep saying metal, but it's not really. But it's Van Halen's, redheaded stepchild, and it's freaking amazing. Check it out if you haven't heard it in a long time. I was going to put it at 2, but I put 1984 at 2 just because the radio-friendly songs on this album are just classics. You got Jump, Hot for Teacher, Panama. There's another one, Ice Cream Man. No, that's the first album. What the hell else is on here? Jump, Panama. I'm missing one. I know I am. Hot for Teacher. I'll wait till your love comes down. Yeah, that song. I always forget about that one. So there's like 4 major radio friendly hits on this, and 4 big hits. Jump was number 1. My favorites probably of those, I'll Wait, or it's probably I'll Wait or Hot for Teacher, because Hot for Teacher is it's cheesy, but it's fun. The other songs, Drop Dead Legs, Chop Jimmy, they're okay. They're a nice compliment. And number 1, not surprisingly, is the debut. To me, this might be my 3rd favorite debut of all time. You have Appetite, Boston, and probably this one. Kiss is another good one, too. I'm not a huge Kiss fan, but the fucking first Kiss record, so raw, so awesome. Then they kind of got cheesier as it went on. Not that say that was bad, but they never got back to that. And Van Halen, this one, you really got me. Jamie's Crying. Whoa, Jamie's Crying. Running with the Devil, great opener. It could have started with Eruption, the guitar solo, short instrumental that pretty much all shredders, identified with their start of their career. Calgary Flames. And what else is Ain't Talking About Love. Love is rotten to the core. Great song. Ice Cream Man, as I already mentioned. It's just, this album's solid. It's one of the best debuts of all time in hard rock, even metal, if you want to call it that. It spawned metal bands. It's their major influence, a lot of it, and also Fair Warning, I would say, launched a lot of the metalheads' favorite records because of how dark and gritty it was. So that's my list of Van Halen. Only 12 studio albums. What are your thoughts? What are your rankings? What's your favorite Van Halen? What's your least favorite Van Halen? What's your most underrated Van Halen? Do you like Van Halen? Or are you like me, or are you just kind of like, they're not bad, but you don't listen to them that much? Yeah, so I figured I would do a Van Halen ranking. I've been wanting to do one forever. And I'll make more videos soon, so just watch out for those whenever I get the mood to do them. So, as always, peace, rock, and I'll see you soon.